Welcome to On The Beat, your regular hit of music news and reviews. I'm your host, Jason Byrne. We start with the headlines. Blink-182 to reunite, Plant and Krauss win Record of the Year, Doherty cracks up, and Lily Allen, too posh for rubbers. Blink-182 are set to reform for a new tour and album. The punk rock band, who have been in a 4-year hiatus, announced their reunion at last night's Grammy Awards. Bassist Mark Hoppus and guitarist Tom DeLonge joined drummer Travis Barker, who had his arm in a sling as he recovers from a near-fatal plane crash last year, to the sounds of their 1999 hit single, What's My Age Again. Barker, who had earlier awarded Coldplay with the Gong for Rock Album of the Year, said, "We used to play music together, and we decided we're going to play music together again." Robert Plant and Alison Krauss were the big act at this year's Grammy Awards event. Plant and Krauss beat out Coldplay, Lil Wayne, Neo and Radiohead to win Album of the Year for Raising Sand. Raising Sand was one of the biggest selling albums in the United States last year, thanks to the wonderful production of T-Bone Burnett. Pete Doherty is leaving his house because it is haunted. The British singer says he is disturbed by ghosts holding noisy parties in his rented stately home in Wiltshire, southern England, and plans to leave soon. Pete, 29, said, "My house is definitely haunted. All of a sudden you hear a mad party going on in the West Wing." Yeah, Pete, sure. And finally, Lily Allen says she is now too famous to buy condoms. The Fierce singer says fame prevents her from doing regular daily stuff like buying contraception without causing a fuss. She said, "People see you pay the price of fame. There are some things I just can't do anymore. Like when I've had sex, I can't go to the sexual health clinic and I can't go to the shop to get condoms. Just regular daily stuff that's getting difficult." And now it's time for our competition question. This is your chance to win £1,000 and a top 10 albums this week. All you have to do is answer this simple question. Grammy Award winner Robert Plant used to be in which band? A. Manic Street Preachers, B. Oasis, C. Nickelback, or D. Led Zeppelin. To enter, visit our website at www.onthebeat.tv. Now we have Johnny Silcock to talk about what he thinks is hot and not in the music world this week. Welcome, Johnny. Now, Johnny, you're a radio DJ for Frequency FM. Could you explain to us maybe what a regular day for you at work would be?
A regular day at work? Well,
if there is such a thing, of course.
Yeah, there isn't really a regular one, to be honest. It changes every day. It's very different. But my show is on a Thursday night, on a 6 till 7.
Brilliant.
And the guy before me does an indie show. The guy after me does a dance show. So I try and be a bit of a crossover between the two.
Well, everyone, make sure to tune in on Thursday nights. And now for our game this week. Johnny, you're going to explain to us what is hot and not in the music world this week. Could you tell me the first item that is hot this week, please?
I've chosen MySpace. I know everyone's sort of moving on to Facebook these days, and MySpace is perhaps for 13-year-olds and the like, but I'm still there. Still going strong on MySpace.
Brilliant.
But my computer died recently and I lost all my music. So now I'm using MySpace as sort of a portal for listening to everything.
Brilliant.
It's got all the bands on there.
Brilliant.
And all the music on there as well. Brilliant.
So first item on the hot wall this week is MySpace and MySpace music. Okay, Johnny, could you explain to us the second item on the hot list this week, please?
The second item I've gone for, people have coined a phrase for it, new folk.
New folk, right.
It's basically just a lot of young artists who come out at the minute. It's a bit more acoustic. And I've just got bored really with the same old sort of indie sound, if you know what I mean.
I do.
I think people should definitely check out new folk. Laura Marling is one big name. There's some other ones out there as well that people should definitely look for.
Okay, so new folk and Laura Marling in particular, the second item on our hot wall this week. So enough of what is hot. What is not hot in the music world this week, Johnny?
I've been buying a lot of tickets recently. There's a lot of good gigs coming up. And I've been sort of paying a fee for a ticket, which I'm happy with. And then on top of it, you get all these booking fees and secure postage and stuff like that. And it's coming.
Fees and stuff.
I'm paying £10 for a ticket, and the bill's coming to £20. I don't think it's fair or right.
That's never good. So the first item on our not wall this week is the price of booking fees on tickets. And for the final item on our not wall this week, Johnny, could you explain what it is?
Yeah, it's old bands coming back and reforming. When I was a young lad, I had a childhood sweetheart, and I broke up with her. I was devastated. Went home crying to my mum, and she said, think you break up for a reason, Johnny. And I think those bands should maybe take my mum's advice and listen to it. So
the message is never go back, and it's all bands reforming on our not wall this week. And now it's time for a little game. Now, I'm going to read out a list of rumours, and our guest has to tell us if they're the truth or a dirty rumour. So, Johnny, the first rumour. Oasis have more than double the length of their previous longest track with the new mix of Falling Down. The new song is 22 minutes long. Is that true or false, Johnny?
I think that sounds a bit long. I'm going to go for false.
False is the correct answer with that one. Second rumour, Liverpool FC striker Fernando Torres is set to release his first single from his debut album entitled El Niño El Champo, and the single will be called Mi Amora Yossi. Is that true or false, Johnny?
I do like my Spanish pop music, actually. I'd like that to be true, but I think it's false.
It is false. Fernando will be sticking to football for the time being. Our third rumour, Jennifer Lopez is reportedly starting a new career as a TV and film producer. True or false, Johnny?
That sounds like it could be true.
That is true. So Jennifer Lopez will be getting behind the camera as a TV producer. Next, former This Morning producer Nick Peake is set to stun students by launching a rap career based on TV studio equipment. First single, Avid Deco, featuring Stuart Rowlands on keys, will be released on Valentine's Day. How does that sound, Johnny?
I'd love it to be true.
Unfortunately, many students are going to be disappointed. That one is actually false. And our final rumour this week, Gwyneth Paltrow is set to launch a cookbook. The Iron Man actress is set to release a collection of recipes to be titled My Father's Daughter next year. True or false, Johnny?
I think she'll be too busy. I think that's false.
Well, she has somehow found time, and Gwyneth Paltrow will indeed be releasing a cookbook next year. And that's it for this week. We're out of time, so well done to everyone. And on that note, thanks to our guest, Johnny Silcock. I've been Jason Byrne, and we'll be back next week with more news, reviews and interviews to keep you on the beat. Good night.